Everyone can hear? Yes. Okay. My name is Mihail Dimov. I come here as a representative, as one of the administrators of a Facebook-based group called Monument 1300 Years of Bulgaria. Let it be. This is the name. Let it be. This group was formed right after we realized that the plans of the Sofia municipality to destroy the monument were not a joke, quite serious. And it consists of 4,000 people, approximately 4,000 people. It is 1 year after the destruction of the monument. It is still very active group. Of course, not all 4,000 people are active, but there is several hundred people are reading, communicating, and this group was a reason and a meeting place and for many activities that happened while the monument was still present. So we did protests, we did concerts, we did performances, we did everything we could imagine with our creativity and imagination. It didn't work, everyone knows about it. And after the destruction of the monument, there was a big hole in all of us. Something important, huge, something major was missing, and the only way to kind of fill this hole was our attempt to rebuild it again. And this is one of what you see is one of the performances we did. We surrounded it with our bodies. It didn't help, but there is a quotation by a famous Bulgarian poet. It sounds in Bulgarian, "Не се гаси той, що не гасне." How can we translate?
It's impossible to destroy this fire, which is like unstoppable. You cannot put down a fire, a burning fire, right? Just kind of.
So, the idea that came was to rebuild the monument on the same place, exactly the same place, using augmented reality. So, every person that has a smartphone or a tablet, with the use of a small application, could see it. It will be put on the background of the reality in the very moment, right now. So people could see, for instance, it's noon or morning, your camera of your phone and your tablet shows the real situation there. And the monument is right there, on the same place, with the same measures. You can come closer to it. You can see it in details, you can see the statues. There will be some menus coming down that you can read more about the history, the dramatic story of this artifact, about who created it, who destroyed it, the whole story. And also you will be able to make a selfie with it.
So everything done.
This is So the idea is to create a virtual new type of memorability. This is exactly what I think. Memorability, virtual memorability, which can be part of the touristic route booths in the city, so people from China, US, Canada can see it quite literally. And also we believe the new generations that are coming would be also curious to see it. And also there is something else. There is another monument that is kind of starting to be built, to appear on this place. So both monuments could live together in different dimensions, but still together in the same time. Same time, different dimensions. So for us Bulgarians, it can be a reason and time to get in peace with each other, because the destruction of this monument was a result of long-going hidden or not so hidden civil war inside of Bulgaria. So this can be a sign, a step towards forgiveness, towards peace that we need. So two monuments, different dimensions at the same time. And we believe this monument is important. It's very important because the first monument is a kind of horizontal monument. It's a monument of the will of this nation to survive, to struggle for its territory, to keep it. It's a war memorial. But this monument is a monument of a vertical Bulgaria, of Bulgaria that gave the world a unique culture, a unique spirit. So the horizontal and vertical can and should live together. And I will finish with this. In Bulgarian language, pametnik, monument, the word monument has the same root with the word pamet, memory. So if we translate it in English, it would sound like memorand or something like this, memorand. And it is, that's why this group is called Let It Be. After the destruction of this monument, the only thing we can do as artists, as creators, to answer destruction is to create. And this is the name of the whole project is called Phoenix AR, Phoenix Augmented Reality. And let it be. We are making a fund. We collect means from this group so far, and we are heading up, and we will do it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much also to Professor Bruckner that just after his lecture I informed myself to put Michael. Thank you very much and good luck at your premiere tonight.
Thank you.
After 1 hour. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you very much that you are here with us. And now before to continue, if you have any questions to Professor Bruckner's keynote speech, which we are very grateful that he made it here in person.
But maybe I would like to know if it is important for you to make a difference between a historic monument, which is deriving from the past and which is an authentic place which can give information about the past, in difference to memorials which are created today, which have the intention to inform about the past without being the legacy of the past, without being substance of the past. and the wonderful spectrum of examples you showed, there is one kind of memorial. Do you think that it is necessary to have to see the difference, or is it only from a conservationist? It's a déformation professionnelle, you can say, by conservationists.
Well, actually, could I ask you just because of the record? Okay, there is a difference. You may remember that I talked about uploading and downloading. So existing monuments that they came from a certain past, they bring with them already messages and heritage. Whereas memorials like the Holocaust Memorial or like this unification memorial that is discussed to be built now in Berlin, they start from a different point of perspective because they already intend to say something from a recent point of view, not from a historic point of view. So the last example, the new memorials, they already come with an interpretation from the present. And the others are interpreted from a present point of view into the past or into the future. Like Weizsäcker said, or like Siri Hasvet said, there is no future without past. And this is the only difference. But the uploading, either it's done by us in our minds or it's done by curators, it can be the same. I mean, you can express the same message via a existing historic monument and a recently built memorial. The message does not really matter. It's the body, the historic body that comes from somewhere, or it's the modern body that is intended to function and to influence and to impact into the future. Is this an answer to you?
Yes.
You look so skeptical. Any other questions, please?
Thank you. It is not a question, but just a comment. Thank you very for this really excellent. For this very excellent presentation. Without my vision is listen. You could listen
because it's behind the first speaker.
Okay.
So sorry.
And what I would like to say that you show us a lot of cases of so-called dark memory and how to perform them for today. And the last question and the last case is also dark, but considered as dark because of the demolition. Because it was not a dark event to start our state more than 1,300 years ago. It was a very bright event. And this bright event is considered by young people as a crime. This is really a crime because we are not, it was not a fight against communism or against some political party or power. It was a crime against the state. And this is not understandable for many people. We made with students a lot of questionnaires and meeting a lot of people, how they are thinking about this monument and this event. But it was the very short-sighted ambition of some people in the in our community who went to the end just to show how powerful they are. This is the real story. But it is a crime against the state.
Any other comments or questions? Please.
The same thing. I think that this monument was put there just the contrary, to put down any fire. I mean, so rectangular lines, all the countries in the rectangular lines.
Yeah.
We don't need any more at all.
What I found so fascinating that it was like a counterbalance to the Palace of Culture. So this monumental box there, this chocolate box in the same park, and then this filigrane and already fractalized monument, which was a completely different signature. And for me, it was like a balance in the park.
Dynamic.
Yeah, and I rather would have asked another sculpture to do a monument opposite of it. You know that there's a triangle. This was one of my things that I mentioned when I gave the lecture at the university. So
It's just too aggressive.
yeah.
It may be done in a way that is not so aggressive.
You know what I mean in the park, because you have the chocolate box,
All the rectangular,
Yeah.
all it's aggressive. The round circle of the culture, the palace of the culture.
yeah, which completely
The
went out of scale.
struggle of lines, it's aggressive, just in another way express to express. I don't know what.
And
But
even
not,
if,
not this
and
aggression.
even if they would have done something temporary to it, to keep it for a while, not to dismantling is always a final act. So one of the proposals was also to keep it for a while and to let it calm down this discussion and to let it to the next generation to decide, or to the next government, which would have also been wise, because then we would have kept it, maybe covered, maybe built over, whatever, but then we would have had the chance to reincarnate it or to reuse it after a while. Please.
I'm going to talk in Bulgarian because it's more a matter of understanding.
But your English is good, I know it.
I know. Обаче идеята ми е, че...
Could you just translate after your question?
Не, умишлено не искам.
Okay.
Умишлено не искам. Ако някой изяви желание, може да го преведе. Това е едно социално явление, което наблюдаваме тук на последните, може би, 6-8 години. Това, което се случва, има една много важна тема, която е много болна за обществото, която се поставя на преден план в медийното пространство и въобще в социално-икономическия живот на някаква общност. И тия теми следват една след друга. Темата за въпросния петохуйник, или както го нарече там професор Райчев, е една такава тема. И нали, хубаво е, че го гледаме от страната на как да кажа, на творческата, архитектурната, въобще страната на историческото наследство, обаче за мен това е една много по-проста тема и една съвсем умишлена манипулация, която просто последните години по този начин се управлява общественото мнение в България. Създават се теми, създават се конфликти, измества се фокуса от проблеми, които иначе биха могли да намерят много просто решение. С всичко, което чух до момента, съм съгласен. Всичките намеси, които професор Брюкнер ни предложи, са адекватни и интересни. Но факта е, че тук за мен фокуса тук е на много различно място. Не е изобщо в паметника, не е в наследството от 1300 години в България, не е в социалистическия или комунистическия оттенък на този паметник. Изобщо на друго място е фокуса и хубаво говорим си тези неща.
Could I resume of your intervention? Okay, I will just resume because it's for Professor Bruckner. Architectural Modern just said that he's agreed with all of the presentations and also like the concrete discourse of Professor Bruckner's lecture. But according to him, the problem, especially in the Bulgarian social case, is that all of these casuses, with the monument of the Soviet Army, with the monument of Professor Starchev, who in fact just called me that he unfortunately is not feeling very well, but he has to be here, he should be here for your lecture. But he sends his greetings. Also for another monument, for example like Buzluja, all these canvases are just used for political reasons. So the local context, maybe in former Yugoslavia is not like this because there is a cultural memory, there is a memory of the Second World War, but here this is a reaction of the post-transitional period. So it's just political use of some parties to fight against a monument for political dividend, and for another party, for example, most of them left-wing, to protect these monuments, again, like a political statement. So here the debate is more likely for speaking about social engineering and political PR than a real art or design discussion. So unfortunately here the discussion is more political than scientific or artistic.
Yeah.
This is the quote which he said.
Mr. Kasper, yes?
I think that's a very important issue, and one of the questions is if democratic societies are able to bear, to withstand a history and a past which they never would have done again and which they do not wish that it has passed, but it has, it's part of our history. And you need something like tolerance or like acceptance, like sovereignty against historical events which are human rights violent, which are against democracy, and so on. That is my point of view as a conservationist, because as a conservationist, I have not the choice to say, this is the history I wanted, how it should have been taken. I have to take the history, the legacy as it is. And I think it's not only a question for the conservationists, it's a question for the society, because the society needs the opportunity to meet history as authentic as possible, and to reload it and to upload it and to go back and to reload it and upload it again, to interpret it without destroying it, without eliminating it. Because when it is eliminated, there is no reason to think about it, except if you have this wonderful idea of the virtual reality of the 1300 years of Bulgaria. And that is a very difficult question, because you are always between right wing, left wing, middle wing, and so on. And I say, I have not the choice, and I have not the choice to select independence of the political system, which is changing with every election, for example. The society has to be more. They have to see
long-term thinking.
Long-term thinking, and what is enabling and what is more reflective and enlightening.
This is the case for a civilizational approach to the past. You have all the opportunities to see what it is and to practically to make the conclusions, to upgrade or to transform, how you said. But here the casus is more likely also described by Associate Professor Rajchev. Here the fight is for the tail. Who will make the big tail? For the past, for the recent past, for the current situation. And for that reason, but I would just like to directly proceed with a representative of Archive of Elena Balabanska. And after that,
Sorry.
yeah, excuse me, after that we'll have a discussion.
The system is bankrupted, so what we have to discuss? Anything.
We'll have, excuse me, but we have to proceed with 15 minutes for Elena Balabanska. After that, with our last presentation from Incept Architecture, architect Peter Wazarov, who is representative of our main sponsor organization. And after that, we have a short coffee break, and we can continue the last fourth panel with a free and broad discussion. Because otherwise, we can continue the debate. It's really interesting, and I'm sure it will be fruitful. But it's good, first of all, to finish the work which we had put on a schedule for the day. So for that reason, please take the floor. Elena Balabanska, Geoarchitecture from Denmark, originally from Bulgaria.
Thank you.